Are you doing one too? All right, let's do this.
Nervous now. All right, as I approach the bus, I'm looking to see if it's leaning. If it's leaning, that could mean that there's an issue with the suspension. I'm looking under the bus, making sure that there's nothing hanging, there's no leaks, there's nobody under the bus. Starting at the top, I've got my 5 clearance lights. They're amber in color. There's no chips, no cracks. They're secured to the bus. My head sign is clean and clear. There's no chips, no cracks. It's secured to the bus. I've got my curbside mirror. It's secured to the bus. There's no chips, no cracks on the convex or the flat mirror. My windshield is clean and clear. No illegal stickers. No chips, no cracks. Secured to the bus. The rubber's pliable. It's not dry. It's not cracked. My windshield wipers, they're pliable. They're secured to the bus. My bike rack is secured to the bus. I have my turn signal, amber in color, no chips, no cracks, secured to the bus. I've got my high beams and my low beams. They're clear. There's no chips, no cracks. They're secured to the bus. My license plate is legible, secured with at least 2 bolts. My bumper, no damage, secured to the bus. I have 2 amber in color flashers, 4-way signals. They're not chipped, they're not cracked, they're secured to the bus. Driver's side turn signal, amber in color, no chips, no cracks, secured to the bus. High and low beams, they're clear, no chips, no cracks, they're secured to the bus. From the top, I've got my 3 clearance lights, 2 amber in color, no chips, no cracks, they're secured to the bus. I have my red clearance light in the back, no chips, no cracks, secured to the bus. My front door, the rubber is pliable, the glass is clean and clear, it's not chipped, it's not cracked, it's secured to the bus. My windows, they're not chipped, they're not cracked, they're secured to the bus. Turn signal, amber in color, not chipped, not cracked, secured to the bus. My front tire has at least 4/30 seconds of tread. It is not a retread. There's no bubbles, bumps, or cuts. My rim has no illegal welds. It's not bent. It's not rusted. It has a valve stem with a cap secured to the bus. I could use an air pressure gauge or a tire buddy to check my air pressure. My lug nuts are tight. They're not rusted, which could indicate that there's loose. There's no oil or grease coming out of my hub. If I could see behind this wheel, I'd see my steering box secured to the bus. I see that my tie rods are not bent. They're secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. I would see my drag link, it's not bent, it's secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. I'd see my pitman arm secured with castle nuts and cotter pins. I would also see my axle secured with U-bolts, and I would see my lines and hoses secured to the bus with no leaks, no damage. While I'm down here, I'm also looking and listening for leaks. Also, if I could see behind here, I would see my airbags secured with airbag mounts, my shocks secured with shock mounts, my lines and hoses secured to the bus with no leaks, no damage. Again, listening for air leaks. Also behind here, if I could see my brakes, I would see my rotors free of any lube or oil, free of any damage, no crack more than 1/2 the friction area. I would see my brake pads with no less than 1/4 inch of lining. I'd see a brake chamber secured with a clamp. I would see my slack adjuster with no more than 1 inch of play. I would also see my brake lines and hoses secure and free from any leaks and not cracked and not damaged. Also listening for air leaks. My rear door is not chipped, not cracked. The rubber is pliable. It's secured to the bus. I have an amber in color reflector. It's not damaged. It's secured to the bus. My fuel cap is secure. If I could see behind her, I'd be looking to see that there's no dents, no damage, no leaks, and that the lines and hoses are not leaked and not damaged. My rear tires can be no less than 2/30 seconds of an inch of wear. They can be retreads. I'm also looking to see that they're the same tread, the same tread type, that there's nothing in between the wheels. And again, no bubbles, bumps, or cuts. If there's anything different, I would ask the DMV person if they want me to say. But they're going to tell you. Just tell me what's different. Rear turn signal, no chips, no cracks, amber in color, secure to the bus. I have my coolant reservoir. The caps are tight. The fluid level I can check right here. There's no leaks. Lines and hoses are not cracked, not leaking. Secured to the bus. I have a red reflector, no damage, secured to the bus. I have an exhaust stack secured to the bus. There's no excess soot. 5 clearance lights, they're red in color, they're not chipped, not cracked, they're secured to the bus. My third brake light, red in color, not chipped or not cracked, secured to the bus. I have my red brake lights, they're not chipped, not cracked, they're secured to the bus. Turn signals, amber in color, not chipped, not cracked, secured to the bus. Reverse lights, clear in color, they're not chipped, not cracked, they're secured to the bus. Also my head sign, clean and clear, not chipped, not cracked, secured to the bus. My license plate light, clear in color, secured to the bus, no chips, no cracks. Rear license plates, legible, connected with at least 2 bolts, secured to the bus. I have my red reflectors, secured to the bus, no damage, and my bumper, secured to the bus, no excess damage. Looking underneath the bus, making sure there's no leaks. If I needed to check my oil, I could do it here, and I would pull this out, wipe it off, insert it back in, and then I would pull it back out to make sure that the oil is in between the full and the add line. Transmission fluid here is where I would check it with the engine running. I would pull it out, wipe it off, stick it back in, make sure it's between the full and the add line. If I needed to add oil on this bus, I would add it right here. That's the engine department. On this side, I'll go over what's different. Behind this door, I have 2 batteries. There's no leaks. The cables are secure. They're not damaged. They're not corroded. And they're secured to the bus. There's nothing to talk about there. Okay, let's go inside the bus. All right. I have courtesy lights. This bus does not have courtesy lights. My handlebars are secured to the bus. As I'm entering the walkway, I'm making sure that it's free from debris or any slip or trip hazards. Checking my handlebars, making sure they're all secured to the bus. This bus is equipped with audio-visual recording equipment. Here, along the ceilings, and here's where the DVR is located. Handlebars secure to the bus. My stop request, secure to the bus. This is my ADA area. Seats are not ripped, they're not torn, they're clean. My belts are not frayed, and they are secured to the bus. Come back to that. Again, my wheelchair straps are not frayed. They're not ripped, they're not torn. They're secured to the bus. Checking my seats. My seats are all secured to the bus. They're not ripped, they're not torn. They're clean. emergency air release secured to the bus. My rear walkway entryway is free of debris. There's no slip or trip hazards. My safety messages are legible and they're secure to the bus. I have emergency exits here and there. You pull the handle, push the window out. Would you like me to demonstrate the others? No, they'll say no. My roof hatch is here. Again, safety messages secured to the bus. And then they'll tell you to tell them what's different on this side, which in this bus is not much. My fire extinguisher here, it is properly tagged with the date and the last time it was checked. I have my first aid kit, my spill kit, registration, insurance, everything in this box. Now for my drivers. I'm gonna fasten my seatbelt, which is not frayed, it's not ripped, and it's secured to the bus. Now I'm gonna do my safe start. Can you hit the batteries for me?
Yeah.
Always turn fast idle on for your tests. Helps you build your air faster. All right, going over my switches. I have a switch for my retarder. I have my interlock switch here to turn the interlock off. Engine override. If the stop engine light comes on, I can get that. Interior, exterior PA switch, PA volume. My fast idle switch.
192.168.0.30. 21,110.
My fast idle switch, my four ways, driver's lamp, which is not chipped, not cracked, secured to the bus. My interior lights. This is my run switch, engine start, my parking brake, my door switch, right mirror, left mirror switch, my gear selector. These are diagnostic tools for the shop. Battery meter, 2 of them for each battery, 1 for each battery. Temp gauge, oil pressure, my speedometer, my air pressure, my speedometer, my fuel gauge. This is my depth fluid gauge. These are my lights letting me know parking brake is on, fast idle, stop lamp, speed switch. This is how I kneel the bus. This is where I turn the ramp on, and if you could step back so I can deploy the ramp. So I'm observing that my ramp is functioning, it's not getting hung up, there's no debris, and it's secure to the bus. Here's my climate controls for the front, and they work like this. If I turn the knob, that turns them on. This turns on my air conditioner, and this changes the output. My windshield wipers, this is how they operate. As you can see, they're functioning, they're secure to the bus. Again, my windows are clean and clear. There's no illegal stickers, no obstructions in the dash. They're not chipped, not cracked, and they are secure to the bus. I also have a mirror here and a mirror there. No chips, no cracks. They're secure to the bus. My turn signal is here. My left turn signal is here, and that's how I operate it. My right turn signal is here. That's how I operate it. My high beams are there. That's how I operate that. I also have a door release valve here. My service brake is here. My accelerator is here. My steering wheel is secured to the bus. The horn works. My head sign controls are here. Fire suppression system is right here. And my climate controls are right here, all secured to the bus. I will now begin my brake test. I'm going to start with my low air warning device. So with the engine off, but the ignition on, I will check for my low air warning device. They must activate between 55 and 75 PSI. I should get an audible alarm and a visual alarm. I'm now going to pump my brakes. And this must happen between 55 and 75 PSI. My low air warning came on at 55 PSI. My alarm went off at 55 PSI. This is a successful test. I will now test my emergency stopping system. With the engine off, but the ignition on, I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to continue to pump my service brake down until my emergency stopping system engages. This must happen between 20 and 45 PSI. And it happened at 40 PSI. My brake popped up. This is a successful test. Now I will do my governor cutout. I'm going to restart the engine. I'm going to let the air build back up. The air pressure needles must stop at or a maximum of 140 PSI. So I'm watching my needles. Get the awkward silence with your DMV examiner.
Okay.
Don't make any jokes. They don't have humor. And my needles have stopped moving at 130 PSI. This is a successful test. Now I'm going to do my applied test. I'm going to shut off the engine. I'm going to release the parking brake. My air pressure is at 120. I'm going to hold the service brake down for 1 minute. I cannot lose more than 3 PSI. I will begin to time this now. 58, 59, 60. Okay, it's been a minute. My air pressure is still at 120. This is a successful test. Now I'm going to check my interlock system with the engine running. With the engine running, both doors open. Parking brake off, transmission's in drive. I'm going to take my foot off the service brake. The bus should not move. I should be able to hit the accelerator and nothing happens. This is a successful test. The bus did not roll. Next, I'm going to check my service brake. with the doors closed. Parking brake off, transmission in drive. I'm gonna let the bus roll forward. I'm gonna apply my service brake. The bus should stop. While doing this, I'm also gonna do the tug test. The steering wheel should not move excessively to the left or right during this test. That could indicate an issue with the brakes needing adjustment. I'm gonna do this test twice. Okay, the bus came to a stop. The wheel did not move to the left or the right. This was a successful test. Now I'm gonna check my parking brake. With both doors closed, I'm gonna release the parking brake. I'm sorry, I must do the rolling version of this test for this bus. So I'm gonna release the parking brake. The bus is in drive. I'm gonna let the bus pull forward. I'm gonna engage my parking brake. The bus should come to an abrupt stop. Please hold on while I do this test. And the bus stopped. That means this was a successful test. This completes my air brake test.